Hi, in the previous video, we introduced hash functions. We talked about modulo based hash functions for strings. We also ended previous video with a note that your universe is big, your hash tables are small, so it's likely that two keys from your big universe, they map to same entry in the hash table. For example, if you are using a hash table of size 10 and if you have phone numbers, around 10 phone numbers which you want to store in hash table, suppose you use a hash function that considers last digit of these phone numbers, then it is possible that two phone numbers have the same last digit, right? Whatever hash function you design, if you do not know these phone numbers in advance, the 10 phone numbers which are going to be inserted in your hash table, then you cannot avoid collision. Collisions are bound to happen. In fact, there is something called birthday paradox. There's something called birthday paradox. The birthday paradox says that if there are 23 people in a room, then there is a probability of half value that two people have the same birthday, which means 50% chances that two people among 23 people have the same birthday. If the number of people are 70, then these chances go up to 99.9%. So with 23 people, you have the probability as 50%. With 70 people, you have the probability as 99.9%. So you can imagine how serious collision problem is. Whatever big size you choose for hash table, collisions are bound to happen if you do not know keys in advance. If you are just taking keys from users and then inserting them in your hash table. If you know keys in advance, like these 100 values or these 100 phone numbers are going to be inserted into the hash table, then there is a method called perfect hashing, which guarantees no collisions, which guarantees that there's no collision happening at all. Perfect hashing is an advanced method. We are not going to discuss this in detail. I just wanted to let you know that it is possible to get no collisions from the data if the data is known to us in advance. And this can be useful for building dictionaries of known English words or known things, right? If you know the keys in advance, you can do some pre-processing. That pre-processing requires extra work, and then you can ensure that every key maps to a different slot. No collision at all. If we do not know keys in advance, then collisions are bound to happen, as we discussed in the birthday paradox. For example, 10-digit phone numbers, and if you have 10 phone numbers to be stored, right, and whatever hash function you choose, it's very much possible that you end up having the same digit, right, whatever you do with those 10 digits. So to handle those collisions, we have two methods. One is chaining and one is open addressing. In chaining, we make a chain of colliding items. In open addressing, we use the same array, and if a position is occupied, we try to put this key in some other slot. We'll talk about these two topics separately in two separate videos.